Welcome to my latest jigsaw journey. In this video, I will show you the highlights from my assembly of this 2,000-piece jigsaw entitled La Catrina. I have only done one 2,000-piece jigsaw before, so let's begin with a quick recap of my journey with that puzzle. Here it is, Gardener's Paradise by Ravensburger, release year 2020. It took me 36 hours and 32 minutes and I did it 12 months ago. I think that this puzzle image is slightly more difficult than La Catrina because it has less symmetry and there are many flowers which are generally difficult, and there are many similar pinkish flowers, which makes it even harder. On the other hand, recent Ravensburger puzzles have pieces that are 10% larger and the piece shapes are also more distinctive than those of recent Schmidt puzzles. Moreover, the window frames of this puzzle were relatively easy to assemble because they contain straight lines with high contrast. Returning to La Catrina, we see that it has vivid colors, with lots of contrast, and that every skull is distinctive except for two pairs of skulls, which have similar bottom halves. These are annotated in red and blue respectively in this image. However, I think that these are not similar enough to confuse me now that I am mindful of these similarities. Here is a clean view of the target image. I think that I should begin by doing high quality, full sorting of the pieces because to do so should save me time later on. I have 10 A3 sized cards. I am thinking of using these to construct the skulls separately, because it will then be easier for me to move the skulls into the right places, so that I can attach them together when the time comes. I now believe that the biggest challenge for me will be to distinguish the similarly shaped sections of background since these all have the same geometrical pattern, which I am viewing as tessellated rhombuses. To conclude my analysis, I am viewing this puzzle as considerably easier than Gardener's Paradise, so I am setting myself the goal of doing this puzzle in under 30 hours. I will show my puzzle journey as a sequence of stages. For each stage, I will show an image and state the time taken for that stage, followed by the total time taken, followed by my comments if any, to summarize my journey status up to the end of that stage. I will start the timer when I open the box. I will run the timer whenever I am working on the puzzle. This includes the time spent sorting the pieces and organizing my puzzling workspace but not the time spent on taking and editing photographs. I will now start the timer and embark on the first stage of my La Catrina journey. Stage time, 4 minutes. Total time, 4 minutes. I began by looking at some pieces to check that a full sort approach is viable. I now feel confident that it is because the pieces look distinctive and vividly colored, so I will now start sorting. Stage time, 1 hour and 23 minutes. Total time, 1 hour and 27 minutes. I am sorting the pieces by skull membership. I am sorting the pieces into 19 containers, 12 plastic trays and 7 small plates. I am placing pieces that need to be sorted on 3 white cards. Most of the pieces are still in the box. I started off slowly at first. For many pieces I was struggling to see which skull they belonged to. As I continued sorting, I was able to pick up the pace until I started getting tired towards the end of this stage. I feel confident that I am correctly sorting almost all of the pieces and that the time that I am now investing in doing this so carefully will save me more time later on. Stage time, 55 minutes. Total time, 2 hours and 22 minutes. I am continuing as before. Stage time, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Total time, 3 hours and 24 minutes. Sorting continues. Stage time, 1 hour and 6 minutes. Total time, 4 hours and 30 minutes. I have been finding it difficult to sort many of the pieces. As time has gone by, I have seen some more similarities between skulls than I had seen when I set my original goal of completing this puzzle in under 30 hours. I have been slowly realizing that this puzzle is more challenging than I had first thought. I have now finished looking at every piece and, for each one, I have either placed it in a sorting tray or left it laying unsorted on a white card. I still have hundreds of unsorted pieces spread over 9 cards, 3 of which are shown in the image. For the next stage, I will look through each of these 9 cards a second time, with the goal of sorting some more pieces. Following this second sorting pass, I am planning to start assembling the puzzle, starting with the edges, followed by the sorting trays that either contain the most pieces or look the easiest. Stage time, 1 hour and 35 minutes. Total time, 6 hours and 5 minutes. I did a second sorting pass, in which I picked out the pieces that I could easily recognize and left the others unsorted for now. I then assembled the frame, although one edge piece is missing. I hope that it shows up later. Stage time, 44 minutes. Total time, 6 hours and 49 minutes. It feels good to finally put some non-edge pieces together. Stage time, 1 hour and 31 minutes. Total time, 8 hours and 20 minutes. I am taking one sorting tray at a time and assembling whatever I can. Stage time, 2 hours and 19 minutes. Total time, 10 hours and 39 minutes. I am continuing to assemble whatever I can. Stage time, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Total time, 11 hours and 41 minutes. I have now assembled what I can with the sorted pieces. In the next stage, I will return once again to the unsorted pieces. Now that I have assembled about 1/3 of the puzzle, it should be easier for me to see where those pieces should go. Stage time, 1 hour and 36 minutes. Total time, 13 hours and 17 minutes. For this stage, I have been mainly focusing on pieces that contain small colored balls. Stage time, 3 hours and 29 minutes. Total time, 16 hours and 46 minutes. I have been assembling the puzzle haphazardly but making steady progress nonetheless. There are only 825 pieces remaining now, so I feel sure that I will beat my target completion time of 30 hours. Stage time, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Total time, 19 hours and 6 minutes. There are 590 pieces remaining, which means that my average rate has been 1.5 pieces per minute for this stage. Now that the puzzle is 70% done, I am confident that I can increase my pace. Stage time, 2 hours and 27 minutes. Total time, 21 hours and 33 minutes. There are 380 pieces remaining, which means that my average rate has been 1.4 pieces per minute for this stage. Now that I am adding pieces to all parts of the puzzle, I am finding it hard to efficiently scan the whole thing. Moreover, I can only see the far side of the puzzle by standing up and leaning over. However, I am still on course for a new personal best for a 2,000-piece puzzle. Stage time, 1 hours and 25 minutes. Total time, 22 hours and 58 minutes. There are 218 pieces remaining, which means that my average rate has been 1.9 pieces per minute for this stage. I have been able to speed up, however, I am finding it tiring as I am continually scanning the whole puzzle. It is amazing to me that there are some pieces that I have looked at many times and I still don't know where they should fit in. One last push now, I want to finish as fast as I can. Stage time, 1 hours and 16 minutes. Total time, 24 hours and 14 minutes. Puzzle completed. Wow. What a journey this was. Before starting, I thought that this puzzle was of below average difficulty for its size. But then, whilst sorting, it felt really hard. I did not know what to do with half of the pieces, and I felt a bit lost. I almost felt like the skulls were laughing at me. Then, as I assembled it, I gained familiarity with it, and it got easier and easier for me. I must have looked at the target image on the box lid hundreds of times. I must have moved the box lid hundreds of times too, it always seemed to be in the way. I had most of the pieces laid out on 10 wide A3 sized cards. This saved me a lot of time because I was able to scan the cards one by one. I must have also moved the cards hundreds of times, and I also had 1 or 2 mishaps knocking pieces onto the floor whilst holding a card in each hand. The most important thing though is that I had a great time doing this puzzle. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you on my next Jigsaw journey. Please like, share and subscribe.